All right, so with our hitting, we know that on at least one night a week, we're gonna be working on straight hitting. We're gonna try this year to add a little bit more live hitting in through the week instead of just one night a week, because we noticed that the weekend that we hit the best was on the Sunday that we had to play in Vance when we got rained out on Saturday. Well, that week was the week we went through our hitting routine 3 times that week, and everybody come out hitting hard line drives. If it was ground balls, they were hard. We had very few pop-ups and rollovers, but we worked on our fundamentals that week 3 different times. So that's something that we'd like to do, sort of break down our setup, what we're looking for, and the fundamentals, and show you why we're going to do the drills that we do to really focus on the problem that we have pretty much across the board with every girl. Now look, every girl is going to be slightly different, but every swing has a basic fundamentals to it. So some girls' hands might be a little higher, some might be a little lower, some girls' base might be a little wider, some a little narrower. We understand that, and we're going to adjust to each girl. Like it's been said many times, I know girls are taking hitting lessons. From my understanding, just about every girl that's taking hitting lessons are being taught pretty much the exact same thing. Again, we're going to get our verbiage right. You let me know what your girl's understanding, and that's what we're going to go with through our practice. But we're going to have some of our own fundamental bases. What we're looking for is a good athletic stance wherever that girl is comfortable. Don't want a big lean back, because that tends to make this happen. We already have that issue a little bit with some girls, so what we like is to have a good solid base, a slight lean, just a little bit of weight past center. We don't want a big huge lean and arms way back, so we're looking for that good fundamental base. Everything we're going to work off of, we're going to do knuckles lined up to where we hit palm up, palm down through contact, to and through contact. We're going to start off on our shoulders, knuckles lined up, and then we're going to raise our hands just a little bit. Some girls are going to be able to stay tighter to their ears. Some might need to get a little bit away from their ears. It's just going to depend on how their body is reacting in their swing. The way that we're going to set the ball up is, I hope that you can see this. Let me make sure. All right, the way the laces are sitting right here, we're going to be aiming at that top lace with our hands, especially our top hand. And as we aim at that top lace, we're really going to be hitting center ball. So that's how we're going to work. Plus it gives us a guide for the knob of our bat and our barrel, our hands to go down as we're attacking the back of the ball at that top lace to make us catch center ball. So that's how we're going to be doing it during practice. If that's something you want to start working on at home. So we're going to go from here, from our shoulder, knuckles lined up. We're going to work on a good stance, a good small step. We don't want anything crazy with a lot of movement. A small step, and we're going to work on turning our body and our hands with that knob going inside the ball, pulling through our right hand or top hand, going to that top seam, and you can see I hit dead center. So whenever I go through, I'm working on hitting dead center of that ball, but I'm working through the top seam. We've got one issue in the majority of our swings, but we see it in 2 different ways. And a lot of times what that is this front arm goes straight. Whether we already start straight, we've got some that they're lean back and their hands are way back here. We've got some that their hands are more away from their body and higher, which makes that arm go straight from the start. The others, if they don't already start straight when we step, we're automatically going with a straight arm and this elbow tucks under. As you can see, that's not a good position. And what that comes from is our girls from the time they've played ball started, their bats has always been heavy. So we learn at a young age, we're just trying to whip it around with our body rotation. Well, now our girls are strong enough, we need to start using our proper fundamentals of our body. So the issue we see with that arm straightening out, it depends on which swing your girl has. But if she's one that leans back, what we're going to see is a straight arm and a lean back. And when she's doing this, her back comes inside the ball, and it's a up and roll over. That's why we get a lot of those weak ground balls to the pull side and a lot of weak pop flies, okay? So that's one thing we're gonna work on a lot, is our proper arm placement with our body rotation and hands. This is not for your kids to listen to. This is for us as the parents to really be able to see what's going on in our kids' swings and to break it down that way so you can see what we're seeing, all right? So the first one, like I said, if that arm goes straight and I'm leaning back, I'm pulling off and away from the ball and leaning back. So I'm really bringing my bat and barrel out of the zone and away. That's why we're a lot of cap jobs on those swings. The other issue that we have, same problem, but it's a different swing because the girls are a little different, is when they step, they lunge this way. Their hands cast out at the ball. The right hand can't do, or top hand can't do what it's supposed to do. So when they do this, we see a lot of this, and then whenever we try to actually make contact, that top hand rolls over and we flip around, all right? So our major problem with just about every girl when we don't do the proper swing is this arm going straight. Whether they're being taught knob to the ball, there's a lot of different verbiage that can get these girls thinking different things. As you see, if I go knob to the ball, my bat angle is laid back. As I rotate, my bat angle stays back. I'm not going to make contact to about right here, and everything's that way. The only way I can pull the ball or hit it back up the middle is if I roll my hands and pull my body across, which is what we're seeing a lot of on those small, weak ground balls, okay? So that's the two problems that we're really going to focus on. And as I do my drills, as we do the drills, you'll see the focus during our drills on trying to fix that problem. And I'll be making some more individual videos on that. But a recap is good fundamental base, knuckles lined up, come from our shoulders up to where we're comfortable. Small step, and when we turn, we're keeping everything inside the ball. We're riding that seam down, taking our top hand and firing at the top seam of that ball, driving through extension before we come around. We're not wanting those hands to roll over anywhere before or right after contact. And we'll start working. I'll send some videos on the drills to show how we're going to work on that also.